Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura. We have Bunny next door. This show, it is our last show of the day, and this is kind of like our craft along. This is the show where we want to like answer any questions you might have, any questions you've got about the collection. Anyone just wants to message in, say hello. We are live and interactive. Bunny is next door, ready to read out your messages. So anything at all, do message in. Now this show, if you've missed any of our shows this morning or yesterday was the brand new launch of our Cherished Places collection. So you can see this beautiful collection we have here. You've got your card bases in here, you've got your scene building elements, you've got your characters, you've got your florals in here, those lovely beautiful birds. So you've got everything you need, but as a kind of, we're in February, we're out of January, thank God, like the longest month of the year. Kind of, you know, get your mojo back, get back into your craft room crafting. Carnation are also going to give you this bundle completely free of charge with the Cherished Place collection. So if you buy the Cherished Place collection, you don't have to do anything else. All of this is going to be coming to you completely free of charge with that collection, and the value of this is over £40. So you're going to get your adhesive pro printing paper, you're going to get your elevate in here, your pack of pro printing paper, you're going to get your ball sculpting tools there. So you've got 4 in there, 8 different sizes. You're going to get the foam mat that obviously go with your ball tools, and you're going to get some foam pads in there. Foam pads in there as well. So you're going to get all of this and the entire Cherished Place collection, which is just absolutely amazing. Right, so this show, like we said, we are going to do some bits a little bit different. So we are going to look at some of the design team cards. We're going to do basically anything that you guys want. If you want to message in and say, do you know what, I really struggle to do this or to do that, message us in and let us know, and we'll see what we can do to help. So this show, I'm going to use a bit of Elevate for this. Okay, so let me grab a sheet of Elevate and we can go back and cut this out. So your Elevate is essentially going to give you that like 3D sticker effect, and what you're going to be able to do with that then is actually die cut this out. Oh, I've actually got some cut down. Let me grab that. Right, so you're going to be able to actually cut these out. Okay, so like you're going to get your 2 different widths in there. So you've got your 2mm and your 1.5. So obviously the thicker one I would keep for like a more larger die. So maybe like something like the frame, like that. And then the one that's slightly thicker, thinner, I would use maybe for like a sentiment, or just something that's got like quite intricate bits, because obviously this is going to do that. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So Bunny just asked for like thin filigree vines and things. You could use it for things like that as well. The other thing you could do with this, if you are somebody that likes paper piecing, you could use this as your paper piece. So if you cut out a piece of this and take like a shim, so you know we have like those thinner shims in our plate, so take one out, so this kind of cuts but it doesn't fully cut out. And then instead of, so what we traditionally do, obviously we're making our sticker, so we take the back off and put it onto a project. But if you wanted to do paper piecing, you could do it the other way around. So put this on, take a shim out so it doesn't fully cut through, then peel the top off, and then all those little pieces where you'd have maybe the bits that you want to die cut, then just die cut normally then, and then you could just pop the pieces into this, because obviously it's going to be adhesive on top and bottom. So then you could use this to actually do some paper piecing with as well. So you've got different options with it. But this is how, obviously you get an A4 sheet. I've just cut this down. And this is what it looks like. It's just, you've got that yellow sheet on both sides of this. So if I grab one of these, or shall we cut the swing instead? We'll do that. We'll cut the swing. So let's cut this out instead. And then we can try, thanks Abby. We'll cut the swing out. So you can see, because that's a little bit more detailed as well, isn't it? So we'll do that. Right, let me grab a sheet of, we'll use the Perfect Papers from the collection. So we'll use that. So let me grab a sheet of that. Right, so what I find easiest, how I use it. Okay, so we're going to cut out the swing. So I'll pop the swing onto the card. So whatever card you're cutting, even if it's the same, if you're cutting out your artwork, obviously you're going to have your artwork there. So what I do is I snip this out, okay? So I'll just go like that and just snip this out. Now I'm using the Perfect Papers from the Cherished Places collection. This swing though, so this swing is from last week's launch, which was an expansion pack. Serene Swing is what that was called. So if you want to know where that's come from, it is, where's this. So it does give you the complete card with the swing, but we wanted to use this because we wanted to see, well, we'll show you in a bit. So we are cutting it out for a reason. So right, let's snip this out. So what I like to do, because I kind of try and keep as much elevate as I can because I use it a lot. So I will just snip whatever I'm using out of the sheet, and then I can just leave the sheet together. And then obviously you're going to get to a point where maybe we've snipped that bit off and we've used this bit. These bits, honestly, keep them because you will find a use for them. And even if you think, oh, there's no die cut I'm going to use that's going to be that big or that small that I'm going to use it as a foam pad. Use it just as a layer in between something. So you will use every single piece of these, okay? Yeah. So Bunny just said those small pieces you could use with. So in the Land Beyond, you have got the silhouettes of the people like that. So you could cut those out, and then you'll have those as 3D stickers then to pop in. So right, so we've cut our elevate to size, and then what I find easy is that I just join up a corner piece like that and then pull that off. So really, really easy to use. So now you can see you've made your own, well, your own kind of like 3D card now that you've got there ready to go. So now you use that exactly as you would when you're die cutting something normally. Okay, so you grab your die cutting machine, we've got that, pop that on, and then you're going to pop the swing on, pop your plate on top, and then run that through your die cutting machine. So exactly as you would when you're normally die cutting, you don't change anything. So the only time I would change something is if you were trying to do something like I just said about paper piecing, so you don't want it to cut fully through. You want that, you know, you don't want it to go all the way through because you want to do some paper piecing. You want that bit of give in it. So when you pull that off then, so if I pull that off there now, so you'll see that just pops off. So you've got your die cut there ready to go. So what you can do then is, let's stick it on. Let's stick it on something. I feel like we need to stick it onto something. Although I feel like it's just going to be hanging. I'm thinking about this too much. Yeah, but I feel like if I stick it there, it's just going to be like hanging there. Should we try and make it into a card? I'm going completely off on one now. And Bonnie's like, you can do whatever you want. And she says that until she starts moaning to me and like, Laurie, you need to move on now. You need to do something else. Right, let's just pretend that that's there for a sec. And then, oh, I should have done it in white. So it matched. Never mind. Right, so then you can just pull this. Now, can you see that dimension that you're going to get on there? Right, now before we stick that in, oh, I need a person, hang on. Right, don't have to, let me see. I'm sure I've still got some in here. Let's see. Are we going to put the woman on there or the man? Let me see. Have I got? Oh, let me see. Oh, yes, I do. I asked you as I picked out two men, and then I realised I have got one. Right, let's see if it'll fit. Oh, that's cute. Oh, would you get two? Let me see. Do you reckon? I think it might work, you know. So they look as if they're. Oh no! I've got an idea. Wait. Right. So hang on. We're gonna. Right. Bear with. Where's that little? Right. So that seat. You also get the actual seat bit. Look. Right. We're gonna die cut that. So I'm going to just pop that on there. Oh, right there. Let's come off. Right, I'm going to run that through. Right there. Right, so if we put this in there and run that through, so we've got the seat. So obviously you can put the seat in. Now they've given us that, so obviously you can cut out the swing, and you could have like the swing cut out in like craft card, so it kind of looks like rope, and then you could have the seat in white, or you can have them in different colours, so there's a difference there between the rope and the seat. But I just thought, I don't know if this is going to work now, so you're going to have to bear with, but if we, right, so we've got our seat. So if I pull that off of there, right, hang on, I'm going to pull this off with that yellow bit, so I've got, it's not quite sticky yet. So if I put that, and I put that, right, I'm just going to stick it to the floor, and we put them there. Does it, no. Oh, I thought it might look as if they were like holding it, but no. Right, so we'll, oh, he's stuck. Right, so we'll put him there. The two of them, or are we going with just the one? Oh, they do look cute together though, don't they? Should we just do the two? We'll do the two. Right, let's put that there. Right, and now because obviously we've got that adhesive on the back, so can you see how that looks? So it really does, whatever you cut out, it really does give it that 3D effect. So like if I stick the seat on top of there, Like that seat is going to really stand out. So I stick that there like that. So can you see? Really, really does stand out, doesn't it? So it really can just, and then obviously you could pop, so if I just grab that, you could bring that in, you could have those two. Oh, it could be hanging from there. You can have it hanging on the side. You can have it hanging there like that. And then just bring in some flowers around the bottom, add some flowers there. And then you've got the, oh, that could be a Valentine's card bunny. Have some flowers there, and then you've got the happy couple sat on a little swing. Oh, you could do your heart idea. So you could have your flowers going like that into a heart, and then you've got the couple. Oh, Bunny is just her mind is racing with ideas of what she's gonna do. She cannot wait for me to leave the office today is what she is counting down to. She's not counting down to Valentine's Day. She's counting down till the minute that I walk out of the office. Right. Right, let's pop that there. Right, shall we do some with the DT? Yeah, let's start. So I've got a lovely card here, look, by Pam. Really, really, really pretty. And obviously Pam's used the Regal Lancet frame for this one. So let's jump in. We'll pop that there. And we need some cardstock for it, don't we? Might be a good idea. What is the we'll just use the Perfect Papers for this. So let me grab that. So we'll use the nice green, and where are those dies? There. Right, so we'll use the dies for this. I'll cut this and then we can do two at the same time. So if I cut this down, I love this colour green. It's a really nice green. So right, let's grab our plates. So we're going to recreate Pam's card. So we need to make the actual card base. So I'm just going to use the Perfect Papers for this. So I'm going to use this lovely gingham green, and then Pam's used one of the backgrounds on the back. So these are included in the download for you. Okay, so when you download the artwork for the dies, you'll also get this background as well. So if I just snip that, and we can cut these two then at the same time. So we'll put this one, so this is your next layer in. So we'll put that there like that. Yeah, that's about where she's done it. So we'll put that on. I think you will use them a lot, not just with this collection. Yeah, and it's just, you know, even just having it in the background, and just like that one now, you can just see the sky. So, do you know, that it's so usable with other collections that you'll have as well. So a really usable one to get. And don't forget as well, on the website, you'll also get backing papers as well. So you're not only going to get that background to go with the scenes, you're also going to get background papers as well to be able to use, which are really lovely too. So we'll cut that. So then we'll have, right, so we've got the card base. So obviously I'll cut another one of them now. And we have the background. So that's just going to sit there like that. So let me pop that there. And then I'll add the gingham back on here and run that through again, because obviously you're going to need two of them. Same with any of the shapes, you're going to need two to obviously make the card base itself. So we'll run that through, and then when that's running through, we'll add some foam tape on here. So I've got the Clean and Simple foam tape, which is on the website. It's $2.99, which is such a good price to be able to get this. I always say I keep Clean and Simple foam tape for things like this. It's such a useful one to have. So we'll just add some of this on here while that's going through. And then we can build the background. Right, so we've got that. Right, the other one is cut out. I'm just going to leave the plates here a minute because you don't need them. So if I grab that. Right, so we've got our background. So you're going to, I'm just going to quickly do it here. Obviously at home, just do it with your scoreboard or your ruler. So you're going to score across the top to give you that fold, and then add a bit of glue, and then you've got your card base, really quick and easy. So perfect papers and the arch, we've got that base. Then you're going to go in then with the background, so we're going to add that in. So we'll just glue this one in. So pop that on like so. And then we'll grab the actual frame then. So Pam, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, Pam's got the castle in the background of this one. So what we'll do is we'll put that about, I think she's got it about halfway, right about there. Let me check. Yeah, it's about there, isn't it? Right, so let's pull these off. So when I'm doing this, I find it easier to just pull the tape off, and then you can just put this onto the image, so like that, and then that's just obviously going to just grab there like that. And then if you've got any little bits that are overhanging, you can just snip those bits away then. So spin that round. Oh, Linda's message. Oh, Linda's message then saying she's waiting for her goodies off her postie. So she's hoping they will come in this show, because she did message in earlier saying that she's waiting for the delivery man. So hopefully they will be there really soon with you. At least you still know they're coming today though. So yeah, pop that on there. So we've kind of built that background now ready, and then we're going to bring in, right, we'll do this top bit first. Now one of the things that Pam has done is she's actually snipped into these. So can you see how that, oh, that that's where that has come from. So it's been cut away. So always with carnation, you always have snippability. So let's go in and snip this away. And do you know what I like to do as well when I'm snipping things out is, like, I'll cut like extra little bits off as well. I don't know if it's just me that does this, but like I'll show you now. So like we'll cut this away. So we've got that, and then like go in and snip that off, and then you can use that kind of like to fill that gap. But then like this bit, you know, snip that off, and then you can use that even like in there, or you could use it there on the end to add a bit of little bits in as and where. So right, let's add them in. So let me grab my pin flare, see if I've got any, use the last little bits out of this one first. Right, so I'll go in with this bit first. This is, I always go in with like the bigger bit that's going in first, so we'll add that in there. And then add that there. And add one of the little flowers there. And then let's add that little leaf bit. Add that in there as well, so we'll just add a little bit extra in there. So now you can't tell that that wasn't as it actually came. You can just mix and match it, and then obviously Pam's got her sentiment there. Then we've got the bench, so we'll bring this in. So that's going to go there. Let's add him in. So we'll add a bit of glue. Actually, do you know what we'll do? Let's add a bit of pin flare on him. So just a little bit there, and for him there like that. And then we'll put some pin flare onto the bench. And then we'll put that there, so that just stands out a bit from him. And then, oh, we got the little bird as well. So let's add a little bird. And we'll put that there. Yeah, so bar the sentiment. And obviously I've used the Perfect Papers there for the card base, but apart from the sentiment, we have remade Pam's card. So you can see there, looking out into the distance. And you know what? That's a nice way of actually showing you. Do you know the backgrounds? Like, even if you're going to make the same card, obviously depending, because unless you line up the die to a specific part of that background, you're going to get a slightly different background every time, because unless you line it up perfectly. Yeah, because it's got that kind of hue going through. So like if I put that there, like obviously one time you might have that side, or you might have it there, or so like you can see there, just the backgrounds do look slightly different, but it's the same background. So yeah, so we've got that one there. So thank you so much, Pam, for your card. I know you do message in and let us know as well, so hopefully you've enjoyed that one. And then let's jump into another one. So I've got one here by the lovely Vera, so you can see there using the birds, the peacock, and this one is the regal shouldered art. So you can see there what that one looks like. Right, so we need some Perfect Papers again. So let me grab one. I've still got that one, so we can use that. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm gonna I'm pinching some of our hammered cardstock bunny from here. I know, I never do things like that. I'm only taking one sheet. One sheet. That's all I'm taking. Yeah, I do use it, so, you know. Right, let's grab this. So we'll start off with the, actually, do you know what, I'll do the same as last time so you don't have to watch me die cut as much. So if I pull this up there, right, if I just snip, let me grab where's it there? I know I pulled them out. The dies. So we need the outside die and we need the inside one as well. So that is going to be for the Perfect Paper. So if I snip this down, so I'm using the hammered cardstock for the card base. So we'll put that on there like that, and then we'll grab the next layer and we'll grab the perfect papers for this one. So Vera's used that lovely one with the daisy design, so I'll snip this down and then we can cut the two in one then. So if we put that on there, put that on, and then we'll run that through there. So pop that in so we can start with those two. So we've got that, we've got the oh, I need elevate. Yeah, it's horrible when that happens, Bunny, isn't it? So Bunny's saying that the peacock would look really pretty in the foam paper thingy. But in the elevate, yeah, it would. We could cut it out in the hammered cardstock, but I haven't got the artwork, but I could cut it out in this. We could cut that. Oh, what am I doing? Right, let me put that back on there. So we've got the complete card. So I'll put that on there. Oh, I tell you what we could do. Bear with. Have I got my? Where is it? If I grab the. Now this is kind of like completely, you know, not the best way of using this because it takes up more time and uses more of your supplies, but obviously just for this so we can show you. If I put, right, we've got the card shape, so let me just stick that there. Let me grab a bit of another sheet of hammered cardstock, but this is your fault, Bunny, so I'm blaming you for that one. Right, we put that there. Where's that element? Right, so if I put that there like that, and then we'll stick that on top, which, you know, I wouldn't say to do, because obviously you're just using more of your cardstock and stuff, but just for this, so we can show you. So we'll stick that there, we'll stick that there like that, so I'll just snip that out. Right, and then we'll put that on there. So again, I just line up there. And then just put that on there. So we've done this exact same thing now, but obviously with the hammered cardstock. So we'll stick that on there like that. Plate, and we'll cut that out of there. So I'll run that through, and then while that's going through, let's put just the base of this panel together. So if we pull that out of there now. So you've got your peacock. Look how detailed that is. Really, really detailed. So if I grab the one that we were going to use, so obviously I've already cut this out, but like I said, this is not the most efficient way of doing it. Let's stick this on. So just get a bit of glue on his feet and beak. And then we'll add that. Oh, let me pull, oh no, it's fine. Stick that on there. like that. So that's essentially what it would look like, obviously, if you've printed out the artwork. I'm just going to pull the little bit off from his feet because I'm scared I'm going to glue it to the feet. There. Yeah, craft fairs would be awesome because you could just take them like that, and then you could essentially have your card, maybe like this, and then you could say, do you want the peacock on it, or do you want the gentleman sitting down on the bench, or do you want the couple stood side by side? And you could kind of have your card kind of, you know, more or less complete, and then you could just have that area where you're ready to stick something. But you could just have these like in a little folder, so you could just flick through and be like, oh, well, do you want this one, do you want that one? And then because it's that 3D effect as well, you don't have to worry about taking any glue, any pin flare, or telling somebody, well, here it is, but just let the glue set, because you're just sticking it straight on. So right, we're going to pop this in there. So we've got that next layer in. So again, these are the Dainty Daisy design from the Perfect Paper. So that's going in there like that. And then, oh, Vera's added, she's cut the middle bit as well. Yeah, no, the middle bit of this, look, is cut. But it's okay, we'll do it like this. So we're gonna, so Vera's actually cut. Can you see the Perfect Paper? So you've got those different layers in between. So ours is just going to be one layer. But it's a nice way to see that you could do it that way, or this way anyway. So let's add this in. So let's add some of our Clean and Simple foam tape onto here. So you're not going to lose any of the height in between these pillars. So I'll just add that along there. And then I'll just put a little bit of foam tape across. There like that. And put this in. Oh, and if you missed our earlier show, we had so many messages saying that people are ready to see Bunny come on here and do some crafting. I think, Bunny, it would be good to see, like, because obviously you watch all of the shows, so I think you'd be able to make a good card. I think so. I don't think you'd struggle to make a card. I think you'd be fine to make a card. I just didn't know if that was maybe the reason you just didn't want to make a card. Make a card. Right, let's add some tape. So this is the center bit. I think these would make such lovely tags on their own, but I think they look like really nice panels. Do you know, if you had like a card shape, like, you know, just like a normal card, so just obviously that's your A4 folded in half. Do you know, you could just have 3 of them on your card like that. I think they make really nice just panels for your cards as well, or even just like you could have, you know, your card and just have that with your sentiment, and they just look perfect. Stoppers as well, they're really good for like your easel cards. So I do think even the frames, those smaller bits that go in the center, that you will use in lots of different ways too. Place settings, yeah, you could actually. Bunny just said if you did 2, it could be its own little card for like place settings. That's a nice idea. So that is gonna sit in the middle there. Then we've got our flower that's going to come on top. Right, let's put this peacock down. He's going to go there. Oh, what's she thinking? What's she thinking? this, cut it and elevate. Oh, that's a good. So Bunny just said, if you got this, you cut that tag out of elevate, and you had like a bottle of wine for somebody. Instead of it being like a tag, you could just stick that tag onto the actual bottle of wine. I think it would stick to glass. Party favours or wedding favours, they would look really nice. Right, so to pull that out there. So now I've got my 3D peacocks. You can see, and you can see it, they are really, really sticky. Like, I think it would stick to a bottle of wine. They are really, really sticky. So we're going to pop that on the bottom there. Like that. And you can see, look how much that just stands out. Oh! There. So we've got that there. Our flowers are going to go across the top. So that's going to go there like that. And then what I'll do is we'll add some of the decoupage pieces in. So let's grab our mat and our ball tool. So don't forget, you're going to get that in the free gift. And then, let's add these in as well. So let me grab the rose and we'll give it this some shape. So just going in, and obviously you're not going to be too harsh with it, but you are still going to give it a bit, you know, you are still going to push into it because it is like a dense foam. You don't need it, it can't be too soft. No, and it needs to just be that right amount that you can push into it, but it kind of pushes back as well. So then when you go in like that, like if I really go into that, can you see, like if I flip that around, the shape, the amount of shape you can get in there, just going in like that with the ball tool, it makes a world of difference. So we'll add these in. One there like that. I did not. Bunny just asked me if I found my missing sentiment from it. I don't know if this maybe is like, I don't know if I've like found it under the table or something, but I don't know. It wasn't in the, you know, the little bag with the demo. I didn't find it in there, so I don't know where that's gone. I'll probably, on the drive home, I'll probably get out halfway and it's like stuck to the back of my trousers or something, knowing me. Let's add a couple of these in. So just got, was this Vera, was this one? So you can see she's added a couple of these going up there to almost make like a vine. I don't have that many, so I'm just going to add a few along here. But that's a really nice idea of adding like a couple of them in. It does look like a nice little vine, doesn't it? So add another one there. And then, oh, another one. And we'll pop another one there like that. So we've got that little vine. There, across. And then we've got our birds as well, so let's add them in. And you can do the same thing as well. So pop them in, give them a bit of shape. And then what you can do as well, if you want to go in different ways, turn it round, and then, because I want the tail to kind of come out. So if I turn that, can you see how the body goes out, but the tail flips? So if you ever want to do that, just do whichever way you go in and then turn it round and go the opposite way. So you can see, and all of those cut lines are there for that reason, so that we can do things like that. So we'll pop our bird there, Do the same with this one, and even like this one, and obviously the last one we did, because obviously I'm just remaking some of the design team cards. You could do this and just leave the sentiments off, couldn't you? And then just take these two fairs and say, well, you know, those are the cards, and then all you've got to do is just pop the sentiment on and just pick the sentiment. Right, and then Vera's got the bird, kind of like that. It doesn't matter, does it? It works. So we've got, yeah, so very, very similar. Obviously, Vera's gone in and added in that extra aperture in the back. And then you can see there. So we try and, you know, remake them as much as we can. But it's a nice way to show you, though, that, you know, just doing it slightly different, you do get a completely different effect. And obviously we have used the Elevate there for the Peacock as well. So you can really see how it does make it just pop out, doesn't it? You can almost see that 3D effect from the, oh yes, let me grab. Oh, right, so you've got, let me see, where are we going to go? So if I put Vera's there, and then we've got Pam's there, and we've got the one that we made using Pam's there, and then what else? Oh yeah, and then we did the string as well, didn't we? What do you mean? Oh yeah, how can you forget my little swing? Oh, it's so cute. You could just pop the. I'm gonna stick it on. Let's stick it. Oh, hang on. Oh, does it look a bit odd that the string is like behind? Or does it look as if it's like floating on top of the peacock? Oh, okay. Ronnie's saying no, the peacock has walked under the string. There you go. There. Oh, look at them. They could be. Oh, and do you know what you can do as well? You know the leaves that we use there for the vine? You could have them like going up the swing. So it's like one of those romantic wedding-y swings. Oh, I think that's really cute. Right, let's just give you one last reminder, because obviously we've done some of the cards from the DT, and we did use the Serene Swing, which we launched last week. We just wanted to bring that into this collection, but the new collection is the Cherished Places collection, which you can see here. So you've got your arches here, you've got your scene building elements, your florals, your birds, and you've got those people there with the bench in there too. But the amazing thing right now, until Friday, midnight on Friday, is it, Bunny? Midnight on Friday, you are going to get that show price of $124.99, okay? But you are also going to get this freebie gift with purchase worth over £40 completely free of charge when you order this. You don't need to add anything or put a code in or anything at all, okay? Just add that to your basket and check out completely as you normally would, and then you will just automatically get this gift added into your order, okay? So you're going to get your adhesive pro print, your Elevate, your pro printing paper, your foam pads, your foam mat, plus your 4 ball tools in there with 8 different sizes, because they are double-ended. So you've got 8 different size ball tools there as well. So that is going to be until midnight on Friday. So, you know, if you take £40 out of the price that you're paying for that full collection, you're getting such a good deal to be able to get all of this home, and free P&P as well. That's quite a big heavy parcel that you're going to be getting with your free P&P. And obviously you are in your free P&P mark, so if you need anything like pin flare, your clean and simple foam pads, your clean and simple foam tape or anything like that, then do check out and take advantage of that. Right, Bunny's trying to have a look. It's not. I'm sure it's 4 and 8. I want to say 4 and 8. She was going to check. So if you want to see some more demos from me using this collection, or if you missed our book, Enchanted Stories card shape, that did unfortunately sell out. It was very limited stock by the first hour of today, and it has sold out. So if you want to get that, the only place that you're going to be able to get that is going to be Thursday with me on Hobby Maker. Bunny's phone's not working, so she's trying to check. I'm pretty sure it's 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. I am on. I want to say, I think it's 4 and 8 on, but yeah, you can check the calendar on Carnation Crafts website, or have a look on Hobby Maker's website. It will be on there. But if you want to see any more with that, that's going to be the place to go. Or if you did miss that book and you want to get that card shape of that lovely storybook, then you need to tune in, and I would say be there quite early so that you may get that order in before it goes. Oh, really? Oh, good. So so the Hobby Maker shows are 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So nowhere near what I said at all. Okay, so good job, Bunny counted and didn't listen to me for a change. So 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. will be the times of the shows on Thursday. So hopefully we will see you then. I think, Bunny, are you back here Monday? Monday. Oh, so all she's telling me is on Monday there is something very special. Something very new. And you should keep an eye out on socials and on the calendar. Well, I might have to have a cheeky look before I leave to see what it is. So hopefully you'll tune in on Monday, and I will see you on Hobby Maker on